Okay, I wanted to make a quick video going more in depth on my actual terminal setup because someone asked me to make a video explaining it. So the first part of the setup is this thing called Herdr. It's running inside of my terminal. So this is Ghostty. Ghostty is the terminal I'm using, and Herdr is I don't know exactly the point of I don't know exactly how they classify Herdr, but what it does for me is that it lets me break up my terminal into different workspaces and I can create a bunch of different workspaces. I can split the panes so I can have two terminals running in one workspace. I can leave that open. I can have tabs running in a workspace and I can leave that open. If you're using Herdr, the main hotkey that you need to know is Control B. Control B will open up this thing right here. Then you can hit the question mark and you can see all the different keybinds. So you can if you want to be the person that just does it completely with the keyboard and navigates around your terminal with that, you can learn all the hotkeys. Pretty easy. The ones that I actually care about for me are, if I do Control B and then Shift N, that makes a new workspace, and then Control B and Shift W, that renames the workspace. So let's make this one like Twitter or something. Okay, so I have a workspace here. And then inside the workspace, I can fire off an agent. So let's say I want to run prime agent, right? This one just came out just now. So let's say type in prime agent. You can see I have the agent loaded up. I can actually click through the agent I can click through all of the different agents on the side panel. And then when I connect to it on my phone, so let's make a connection here. I can actually connect to the specific Herdr workspace from my phone. So let's see. You can see the Twitter one just came up, right? So let's jump on this one. And now I have access to the same workspace. So if I say hi here, it's instantly available on my phone. And I can just pick up where I left off. So I can close this at any given time. I can go for a walk. Let's say if I lose connection, right? I can always come back here. I can also, just using the touchscreen on your phone, you can switch between the different workspaces while you're inside mobile. So Herdr is completely mobile optimized. So I can click in here and I can jump to a different workspace and it'll reflect on my terminal on my computer as well. So I can just say whatever. I can just do my work here. And then I can do that while I'm out and about. And then I can come back and also just continue and pick up the session where I left off, right? And I can also just create from here. Let's say I want to create a new tab, new workspace. I can do it really easily just with the touchscreen. Let's go and make a new workspace. I think I have Codex installed. Yeah, let's fire up Codex. Cool. And you can see it's here. Pretty cool. So the way that all of this is working is, of course, my phone and my Mac Mini, I'm on the Mac Mini right now, they're on the same Tailscale network. So you'll have to install Tailscale, and basically what it does is it puts all of your devices on its own VPN or virtual private network. Basically, if you can think of the internet as this big network, VPN is a small subset network that's gated from everyone else, but it's a kind of like a private club for all your devices. So Tailscale puts them all on their on a VPN together, so that no matter where you are in the world, you can access all the different devices, right? So my phone can access my Mac Mini can access my phone, my laptop can access all of these. So you can just add an unlimited amount of devices to your Tailscale network, or theoretically unlimited, and you'll be able to securely access all of them. So yeah, that's my setup. There are still use cases where this is not the best. For those, I tend to use the ChatGPT app with Codex and the remote control feature. But for most things that I do day to day, I prefer to use Hermes agent inside of this setup. And then, you can see it just keeps everything persistent. I can come back to this whenever I want. I can start some work while I'm on the go and I can come back and pick it up. And I think the biggest benefit for me is let's say before with typical SSH apps, unless you had tmux set up, if you started a session and you walked away, you would have to restart all over again, right? You'd basically lose the connection. So this kind of keeps it alive and lets me come back to it whenever I want. The other big benefit of this for me, with something like tmux, there was all these hotkeys that I would have to know. It definitely was not touchscreen optimized like this one is. So that was super annoying, but this is all kind of solved. So yeah, guys, hope that explained the setup. And you can see I even have the. Oh yeah, one of the limitations I found is I actually just fired up Muse, which is like the new harness. No, the new model from Meta, and I was actually unable to get it to be detected inside of Herdr. So I imagine that in a future update, this will be fixed. But that was like the only limitation I found. Also, you can't see it on my phone screen, but when you're on the Moshi app, oh, I forgot to mention the app that I'm using to connect is called Moshi, and you can see I can just quickly, easily jump back and forth between all of my sessions. And when you're using Moshi, there's like on your phone itself, you can use like text to speech, no, speech to text, sorry. So you can just like turn on the microphone, you can talk to it the same way you talk to like Whisperflow or Super Whisper. And it works basically the same way. And it's completely on device as well. So the latency is super low. So recommend you check out Moshi as well. Moshi is like built on top of this thing called Mosh. I don't know the specifics of it, but altogether this just makes it a really, really good setup. And I'm able to just do a lot of things on the go. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.